What's up, guys? It's Cold World here, and we are diving into the pistol spread formation. Now, what's so special about this pistol spread is that it's perfectly symmetrical, meaning you can go into it, pick a play, and flip it, and your opponent will never know. Meaning you can out-adjust and outplay your opponent on a completely different level. Your opponent will be playing checkers, you'll be playing chess, 3D chess at that point. And we're going to use auto motions, corners, post, level concepts, flood concepts to get receivers open to the point where you have to manually use a corner of the field, and then you can easily hit the opposite corner of the field by just flipping the play or simple adjustments. Or if he spreads the defense out, you run the ball up the middle. If he compresses it like a typical 3-4 odd player, then you could attack the sidelines with ease. So we're going to go over the most popular defenses, which is obviously the cover 3 sky. And our plays we're going to be going over are going to be Z under and Y corner. Z under would be mostly the zone beater. Y corner is primarily the man beater, but they could obviously do both. I just have preferences. So to set up your audibles, we'd like to get rid of quick slants and put in Z under, and then we want to get rid of 4 verticals and then go into Y corner. PA deep in is mostly a blitz beater, which I will be going over in the next video, and how to beat the blitzes in this segment. And then zone alert bubble is just an inside zone with a little bubble screen, RPO action to it. Great play. So let's start with Z under. As we can see, they're in a cover 3 defense, 1 safety high, both corners out 10 feet away from the receiver. So this is how the play art is. And as you can see, there is an auto motion run by Gurley. So we want to abuse this auto motion by putting Reynolds, the B receiver, on a streak. And now we have created a flood concept of a streak, corner, and a flat route. And just in case, we want to put Cooks on a drag. And now Cup is on his post. So now that there is a levels concept on the right side. So whichever side the user is, which would be Burks here, is on and playing, we throw it to the exact opposite side, making for easy completions due to the manipulated zones. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the... Oof, I made a bad user play there. But we're going to look at Woods, the receiver, and we're also going to look at the outside linebacker in front of him. If he bumps Woods, we're just going to dump it off to Gurley, no problem, and take our yards to the point where he has to play Gurley. Go, presses him. Gurley goes up, picks up 9 yards, no problem. Not even getting wiggly with him. Same adjustment, one more time. Alright, get another 8 yards. Now for time's sake, we're just going to shade the defense down so that he will play Gurley a little bit better. Shade underneath. As you can see, now we're on yellows or baby blues instead of purples. So we'll go. Nope, he runs, plays Gurley, and now Woods is no problem on the corner. Very simple concept, very easy to read, to the point where, of course, the user has to get involved because no matter how you play, the zones are just going to get manipulated. So say he user there, and you're uncomfortable to throw the ball. It's perfectly fine. You have a flood concept on the other side, and whichever way your second middle linebacker, which will be Burks right here, plays, if he plays the drag, you hit the post, he backs up on the post, you hit the drag. Typically in a cover 3, I have noticed that he plays the drag more often than not, so you can get a quick 20-yard gain hitting the post before the user can kind of do anything about it. So he plays a drag, let him cross the field, make a possession catch, unless you're feeling risky, and to take you yards. And even if you'd like to hit the drag, you can. You just have to wait a quick second longer for him to clear Burks, that middle linebacker. He clears him, or I get insta-sacked. Either one works. They're both fun. But obviously, these are your third and fourth reads. Gurley was always going to be the first. Boom, clears it. Oh, and if you're feeling dicey, you can keep going or you can go down. Typically, I always go down because fumbling isn't very fun. That's about as simple as it goes. It's a very simple concept, very effective concept, and very difficult to stop. All right, let's go into a cover 2. So we're now in a cover 2. Setup is still going to be the same. But now, as you can tell in a cover 2, the cornerbacks are about 5 feet away from the receiver, 2 safeties up high. And you've noticed this middle linebacker will typically, unless you base a line, the defense, typically be over the slot receiver on the right. So when we see this, the play is still exactly the same, but now you're going to read the cornerback on top of Reynolds a little bit more and seeing where he goes. If he plays the corner out to the streak, then you dump it off to Gurley. If he plays Gurley and bites on him, then we're going to dump it off to Woods. Plays Woods. Give it a second to clear. There you go. Easy target, easy dot. So we're going to So in replay mode, we want to go into replay and do a quick dive. As we can see, if we snap the ball, cornerback, he bites on Gurley. Obvious there. Safety gets pushed back by Reynolds. Obvious there. And this middle linebacker is the only one that lastly needs to be occupied. And he gets occupied because of the drag coming down the field. You can see him, he takes a couple steps. So now, Woods readily available for the pass. Very simple concept. A very nice flood concept that could abuse the zones in a cover 2. Now say the user finds a way to play that, which is perfectly fine because we have the opposite side going for us. In a cover 2, I have noticed that they play the drag a lot less than in a cover 3. So typically the drag gets hit a lot more often than not in a cover 2, and the post is a little bit more of the decoy for the middle linebacker. As you see, he drifts far and he gets pressed. There is a window open for the post, but typically I like to say rather safe than sorry and pick up the easy 8 yards that I wouldn't have if I had thrown it to a cup. But we'll give it a shot. Let's see if we can fit one in the cup, and we can. Just do a quick possession catch right there. We definitely can. I just prefer the drag a lot more often than not. There, we see Gurley getting played. We can throw it to the drag. We can throw it to the corner. We'll prefer the drag this time, just to keep the opponent on his toes. And if that's not good enough, we'll just flip the play. And it's the same way, just to the opposite side. Not like the opponent's going to know, right? Auto motion. Now whatever adjustment he did is very obsolete. And we could just hit the corner out again. So with this formation, it's extremely important to consistently flip plays and consistently hit all sides of the field. It's just to force the opponent in a different defense. You want him in consistently different defenses and frustrated. So we're back in the same play. We're still in Z under, and now we're going against the man defense. You can tell it's a little bit more man because the corners are up pressed up, too high safety, and the linebackers are hovering right in front of the wide receivers. And this play, it's still going to set up still the same, and you're going to make your reads accordingly, still basically the same. You look for Gurley because of the auto motion, and he plays the route a lot later. But I was a little late to hit the bumper, so I decided not to do that, and I went for the drag, which is the second read. So that was a good example of moving through your progressions. Typically, it's going to be Gurley to Cooks to Cup on the post. So Gurley, either my right bumper is broken, or my left bumper is broken, or Goff just really doesn't like Gurley anymore. It's probably because he's not on the team. Let's try to give it to Gurley. Yeah. He's not liking him right now. Straight up not having a good time. Maybe my bumper's breaking. There we go. So because of the auto motion and the middle linebacker not respecting the auto motion or not playing the auto motion until the high ball is snapped, he gets a head start. Now, if you know which one is guarding the Running back, you can just flip to the side where the middle linebacker isn't. So because of that, because he's on the left side, you go to the right, and now he has even longer of a time to go catch Gurley. Get the quick 15 yards. Let's say the user gets played on there, which is hit either the drag or the post. Boom. Cup right as he cuts. Cup as the cuts. Cup as he cuts. There you go. You hit Cup as he cuts for an easy 15-yard gain or more. Let's see. It's a nice 15-yarders, no problem. And then the check down at Cooks. Nope. Cornerback basically ran that route. Yeah, drag routes are a little bit more inconsistent when it comes to beating man, press man especially. Now, typically corner routes beat man defense, but this corner route is a little deep and it doesn't have that tight of an angle. So even a middle linebacker, as we can see, can usually still stay fairly step for step. Yeah, see, with Woods. So I highly advise not hitting that corner on man defense. You typically will end up in a bad spot. But don't worry, we still have our actual man beater going on. See, this is more of a zone beater, and I like to say the other one for a man beater, which would be Y corner. Alright, so as we can see in this play setup, we still have a corner, we still have an auto motion, and we still have a streak. So we still got the levels concept in case we make a bad read and we get zone. But our main read is going to be the corner route to the zig route to the slant route. And obviously we still have Gurley, his default, by default, option number 1. Just for the sake of it, it's still the same. Auto motion, and we're still not throwing it to him. Goff is really upset he got traded, or he got cut. Absolutely not throwing it to him. There we go. Set up, flood concept to the sling. There, thrown. Concept's still the same, the auto motion still works the same regardless of the play. Now, as you can see, this corner route's a lot more shallow, and the angle is basically like a little bit of an out route. So we don't mind hitting that. We don't mind hitting that one bit. As he breaks, easy. Now, say he uses that side. We're not worried. We got that zig route from Burke. Cup on the break. Easy hit. Easy completion. It's typically very difficult to play man defense in general. Even harder to play it in this play set going forward. One more time. Let's see if we hit the slant. No, it's slant gets covered, so we'll throw it to Cup. Alright, and that about does it for this video. The second video, of course, is going to be beating the blitzes and beating odd coverages that might get thrown at you and try to stop you, but don't worry, none of them will work. And remember to make sure to consistently run the ball. We didn't really showcase that, but because we get stuffed. But running the ball is obviously going to be the best thing you could do. And the most effective thing you could do. And since it's a symmetrical formation, you can kind of pick and choose which side you'd like to go on.